Hey, here we go for the second round of Good Beer Live. Welcome, everybody, if there is anybody there. And I'm joined by my regular co-hosts, Mr. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews and
Hello.
Rob from HopZine.
Hello.
How's it going, chaps?
Wonderful.
All good? Ready for some Good Beer Live?
Indeed.
Understated as always.
So yeah, we've got 3 killer beers from 3 killer breweries, really, I'd say. Well, we don't have to killer yet. We have to find out. That's the fun of it. But so this stream is brought to you. The beers are brought to you by Honest Brew, which I'll tell you more about them later because we've got a handy coupon code. So keep listening if you want to find out what that coupon code is, or it is in the description below. Either way. But right. So should we get straight down to the first beer?
Absolutely.
So first beer we're going to go for is the Kernel's London Brick Rye IPA, coming in at 6.1%. And I actually noticed when I was reading it, this is a collaboration with Moncada Brewery and Partisan Brewing, which obviously on Kernel labels it's not evident until you sort of like read the back of it. But let's crack into it.
Yeah, when it was first released, it was part of the London Brewers Alliance, I think.
Oh, right, yeah.
Bit of smoke.
So that was, I mean, just essentially anybody who was kind of nearby. I mean, back then, Fullers were involved, Weird Beard, everybody who were around that area, really. Probably shut down. But it doesn't mention London Brewers Alliance on this one anymore, but...
Yeah, I haven't heard of Moncada Brewing. Are they British?
Yeah, London. I think they're somewhere in London.
Yeah.
I think I had a really explosive on my way to Belgium once.
that's enough said about that brewery. Then let's go on to this. But I mean, like initially, I'm trying not to smell it, but it's pretty pungent coming out of the thing there. But yeah, beer in the glass. So I mean, that's it's pretty dark, I'd say, for a rye beer.
Very murky. Lots of floaties.
Yeah, I poured with care. So I mean, it is a Kernel beer, so therefore there will be some.
Yep.
I've left a respectable amount. Craig's gone for the full
junk in the trunk. Yeah.
Well, maybe later.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
But yeah,
guys. I mean, a rye IPA. What colour do you really expect? For me, it's kind of like really. Yeah,
I don't know. I expect something lighter. It like a shade lighter maybe, but it looks red on sort of camera, but in real life it is a lot more sort of like dark brown.
I mean, we've all got different lighting as well. It's just coming out 3 different colours kind of thing. But yeah, yes, it's
like
the
spectrum.
Same beer. Plus, this is going to be a bit darker because put everything in. So
yeah,
all in.
Cool. Should we go for an aroma on this one?
Yep.
Let's go for it.
Absolutely.
Slightly sweet.
I'm getting kind of like red shoelace sweets, maybe kind of like hint of like red licorice.
Yeah, the red licorice thing definitely, and I mean I am getting that sort of like rye bread.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Type thing.
I don't know if it's the power of suggestion, but I'm thinking chestnuts. Is it just the?
Is it because it's Christmas?
Yeah. There's some cooking upstairs.
But yeah, it was funny when I opened it and started pouring it. It was actually quite pungent, and now it's actually like it's almost settled down a little bit.
It's definitely mellowed.
Yeah,
I mean, the way I poured it, it's got a lovely kind of creamy head on this thing.
But yes, initially it had this like hoppy character that's actually like died off for me, and the rye comes through in spades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a hint of kind of it's red apple to a certain degree. It's like a sharper kind of like red apple. It's the kind of red apple that your parents might grow in their garden.
Yeah.
It's sometimes a little bit too sharp.
Yeah. Is that
and oddly, well.
Yes, there's definitely a sweet. There's a sweet and acidic edge to it. That's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Smells perfectly pleasant. Should we go for a little swig?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Marshmallow, a little bit.
I got more of that licorice thing. That licorice thing came through for me again.
A little bit. It's definitely got that thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the rye. You mean, when you think of rye, well, what do I commonly have with rye? And not a hell of a lot, really.
No.
I mean, bread, probably one of the more prominent things, and stuff like, I guess, like pumpernickel is a really kind of like, is that a rye bread that really tends to be kind of like dense?
Yeah, I don't know if it actually is rye bread, but I always think they're the same. But
yeah, it edges towards
quite almost warming. It's got like a
ginger a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what Craig was saying, like that, like sort of little bit of warmth to it. It's actually quite a Christmassy beer.
Yeah, it is, oddly.
There's a touch of spice as well, like, funnily enough. Only very slight, but that kind of rye-ness as well, probably sort of just blending in. I mean, it's still quite cold, so a bit more in time.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I get a little tang from those malts, which is often something you'll find in beers from quite traditional family breweries from the UK. I mean, like Shepherd Neame, Fuller's, all that kind of brewery. And maybe because they're a lot more kind of crystal and more toasted malts. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, the majority of the malts that I come into contact with are very pale, like that one in the glass. Going to be in there. So maybe I don't kind of see the full spectrum very much. I think I see. I don't get a hell of a lot of this. So I guess when you're doing reviews and you've got all those touchdowns where you go blah blah blah. That kind of thing. You don't have them with this because it's kind of forcing you to think a bit more, if you ask me.
It's still got that. It's still got that, for me, that classic Kernel beer quality to it. It's, you know, that you get with some breweries. I mean, I've not had a Kernel beer for quite a long time, and then it just triggers some, you know, memories like, it's a Kernel beer, you know.
I think it's got like an oiliness to it, like almost like a slickness to it, which I get with a lot of Kernel beers. But it's again, like we're saying, like rye beers, I don't generally tend to buy, but it's always good to give them a go again. And I would say this is I haven't got much barometer, but I'd say it's quite a good one. Like, I'm enjoying it. It's not horrible.
Yeah, I guess the most prominent rye beer in the UK is by Beavertown.
Yeah. Is 5 a.m. Saint? Is 5 a.m. Saint? Is that red? Is that a rye beer?
Good question.
Yeah,
I think it's a red IPA.
It might have been. There might have been. There probably is a bit of rye in it.
Rye,
but I mean that one's like ultra hopped and everything, isn't it? So
I bought one.
It's relatively hoppy. I won't say this is probably. It's not the freshest bottle, but not meant to be about hops. This is it. It's meant to be about kind of a bit more malt complexity than anything.
Yeah. But yes, it's one that I would like if I saw it on in a pub. Like I probably would give it another go, which is always a testament to a beer when you're a beer reviewer, because I only try one of everything.
I mean, I've had a few beers this year, and this one is definitely coming out. It's quite a powerful taste to it, even though it's fairly cold for me anyway.
Yeah.
Others have been a bit more mellow than this. This is a bit more in your face kind of thing. 6.1%. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like these type of beers often watery in a lot of ways, and they don't really pack much of a punch. This is really, for me, it's got a real lingering kind of. It's not kind of bitterness, kind of hop kind of bitterness, slightly earthy in that regard. But then obviously, I think you do get a little bit of tang as well from those malts. Like it's taken me away from kind of like my kind of drinking area.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, well, we can't just say the same old shit.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those beers I probably wouldn't buy a lot of.
No.
And that, I mean, as you said, it's one of the ones sea of IPA that we seem to be at the moment. And what'll kind of it'll kind of break that monotony, and also I think it's a kind of beer that I'd kind of like kind of a broad appeal really, because in it, and when you're bombarded with hops and hops and hops, it's a very good thing. But I think this really adds a little bit of variety. Yeah,
definitely. It's good because when I buy Kernel beers, I do just buy their normal IPAs and then table beer, really.
yeah, table beers,
and sometimes the export stout and stuff. But it's good
export stout, imperial brown stout.
I used to drink a lot more Kernel beers when I was first getting into kind of craft beers more.
Yeah, you just know that it's going to be like a quality product, even if it's not your cup of tea. Yeah. It's never going to be bad. It just comes down to personal preference, really. I think when it comes to the Kernel, Pete has dropped a couple of knowledge bombs on us from the Clueless Drinker. It said pumpernickel is a typically heavy, slightly sweet rye bread, traditionally made of sourdough starter and coarsely ground rye. Oh, he's got that. Oh, he has put it in quote marks. I was going to say he just lifted that from somewhere.
Yeah, I've just. Oh no.
And he says 5 a.m. Saint is a hoppy amber, and Slot Machine is a rye IPA. And I've actually seen Slot Machine knocking about in a few supermarkets. Actually, haven't picked it up yet. Yeah, how was it?
No, I said I've not had it.
Oh, you've not had it? Oh, sorry if we said
and even in big bottles as well.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I think that's more kind of 4, 5-ish, I think.
Yeah.
Down the arcades down my way. There's quite a few there.
He started early.
Here we go. Now we've started. It's Good Beer Live has officially started now. Craig's got his first pun in.
Anyway.
Right. But yeah, they were the comments so far, just from Peter dropping some knowledge on us, as always. Yeah, should we go on to the next one? Absolutely. Or do you want to have it? Yeah, let's go for it. So are we going to go for Wylam next?
Yeah.
So, someone to give the spiel of this one?
Say me?
Anyone, go for it.
I'll do it then.
Go on.
Into Persuasion. Double IPA from Wylam up in Newcastle. Brewed in collaboration with Track from Manchester. 8.8% ABV. Has he got any details on? Are they going to divulge their secrets? No. Funny though, isn't it? Why some breweries are more than happy to kind of like share than some of them.
They make our job harder because we can't read the side and go, oh, mango.
Wow,
oh, mate.
Waft as I opened that.
Cracking.
So do you pour the bottom in? Can conditioned.
Yeah. I've got a little tiny glass, so it takes me a while.
You said very big hands.
Yeah, I'm just really far away.
Very, very short arms.
Yeah, bit like Jeremy Beadle. Oh, well, anyway. Right. On that Jeremy Beadle.
The first Jeremy Beadle comment. We're always waiting for that.
That's the benchmark of a good session.
Watch out.
I'm trying not to smell the beer at the moment. I'm really trying my best, but it is absolutely reeking.
Yeah. As soon as it cracks the can, it's crazy.
It stinks. It stinks.
It stinks so good.
Yeah.
No, is there a date on these? Don't think there is there?
There's a on the side. There's drink fresh, best before 13th of March of 2018. Unless it's something underneath.
Just before the 13th of the 3rd.
Yeah.
Once again, it's not kind of like their latest release or something like that, but to cans when it's still absolutely jumping out at you.
Yeah. Should we see what it looks like?
So as far as the colour goes, I mean, it's kind of what you expect, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not murky, is it? It's
gold.
Just slightly hazy.
On the scale,
yeah,
it takes for days.
Yes,
it's not murky. It's definitely a hazy beer, and it's not like a dirty opaque kind of like pretty spanking. Really, I mean, you can't go wrong, really.
Yeah. It looks great. It looks appetizing, definitely.
Mm.
Should we go for this aroma because it's just screaming out?
hurting. Wow.
Pineapple and grapefruit are the first two things I'm thinking.
The kind of pineapple.
Yeah. But it's the usual suspects, really. I'm getting like a touch of mango on there, like sort of the center of a mango.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they don't say what hops are in it. I think I'm sure they've done as of late. I had a couple of Wylam a couple of weeks back, and they were on that more kind of menthol side of things, more kind of like dank and menthol.
Yeah.
This is like kind of sweet citrus for me.
Yeah, it's actually quite sort of like mellow and well-rounded, isn't it? It's like
like a slight kind of pear drop or something.
Yeah, a hint of that. A pear drop melon.
Yeah, I wonder if it's had a chance to mellow out for over the last couple of weeks, sort of thing.
Well,
absolutely. I mean, that you might be onto something there.
Yeah.
Down that route with Cloudwater, but I've never thought of as much Wylam as I do somebody like Cloudwater. But there's no trace of 8% on that. Sometimes you can just smell that it's going to be a bit of a beast.
Yeah.
There's not an impression of alcohol at all there.
No, it is just like sort of light citrus fruit, isn't it? It's like really, it almost like comes off like a session IPA or something like that. There's no sort of like harshness or.
It's definitely got that menthol kind of clear block nose kind of aroma.
I don't get that at all. I'm not getting that at all.
Yeah, it's just fruit juice for me, like breakfast mix.
Yeah,
that smells good.
Yeah,
should we dive in?
Yeah,
let's go for it. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's lovely.
God, that is very smooth. But maybe if that, I mean, difficult to know when you've not had it banging fresh, but
yeah, but it's tasting lovely though. I'd say it reminds me of I can't remember the name for them. They're like peaches and cream sweets. Are they called like Campinos or something like that? like peach and
Campino.
that's what. Well, anyway, it's like a peach and cream sweet. Is what the first thing I take is what I was is what it reminded me of.
Yeah, definitely get a peach, mango, slightly bitter kind of marmalade, kind of like kind of marmalade thing.
It's not too sharp.
No,
At all.
not at all.
It's very soft, very kind of soft, beautiful.
We say
Yeah, not.
Wow.
is it a tad thin? I think it's like, I don't know if it could do with being a bit thicker or if that's just what we're used to, sort of thing, and they've just done something a bit different.
In the ABV, is like you could get in some mess drinking a few of these. Percent. Wow.
Yeah.
Never would have thought it.
No, I don't mind it in that sense. I mean, sometimes when it's getting too strong and they start getting a bit too heavy. I know there's the kind of I do like the quality of your Trillium Treehouse kind of like side of things. When it starts becoming a bit, it stops being as kind of drinkable in a lot of regards. I mean, especially depending on the flavour and depending on the on certain characteristics, it can just kind of bog you down a little bit. So I think sometimes it's got a real kind of important place, but sometimes you want it to be a little bit worryingly easy to drink.
Yeah.
So.
And this definitely is.
And this is there. And it's not too kind of that sharp acidity that you sometimes get, or what I pick up anyway on these hazy beers. Some of them, for me anyway, they're just a little bit too sharp and kind of too acidic. And it's just kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
But this one's, oh yeah, I'll have another pint, you know, and then, yeah. See you later. But yeah, it's so easy drinking. It's silly.
Yeah, I mean, it does remind me a lot, potentially more of than it does there's a Wylam beer. I mean, I think when I think of Wylam beers, is their big one, which is quite a traditional kind of slightly. I guess when I think of Wylam of Jake, I'd maybe think about something like that. And but then a lot of the time, as I said, I'm having this kind of like quite slightly green hop, slightly menthol, dank kind of like character. But with Track, I found a lot more kind of balance, a bit more West Coast. They do some really good hazy stuff. Behind Track, I think he was. I think he just he worked for years and then just kind of went cycling and climbing all around America.
Oh, really?
Beers, a lot of their beers were, I don't know if they still are, named after kind of mountain ranges, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's an area of California.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried too much from Track. I've got a few beers coming actually from Honest Brew. There's a plug there. Like coming tomorrow. I just did I got a load of vouchers. So and I thought I just haven't seen Track anywhere around here particularly. So I got Sonoma. I got their double IPA. I can't remember what that one's called to give them a go. But yeah, something like that.
I had that the other night. That is fantastic. That's as good as Cloudwater. That is that's excellent.
Really?
Is that?
Yeah, God, I'm looking forward to that one then. But it's cool to because I don't think I don't think when I was doing like the social media stuff for this hangout that I just didn't notice that Track were on there. But
I didn't know for the Kernel beer either.
Yeah,
I didn't even look at the back.
Bunch of fucking amateurs, I tell you.
Yeah, don't even look at the beer.
Yeah, so apologies, man.
Yeah,
badly organised.
They're all tuned in. They're all tuned in watching. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, they're watching for sure.
Tracker based like 4-5 doors down from Cloudwater's Barrel Room.
Oh, cool.
So if you're in Manchester, you're gonna open a bit more now. They used to be open like once a blue moon, most, and I think they're open a lot more regular now. It's primarily kind of hoppy beer. They do a couple of stouts, but it's never anything of any. It always seems like a bit of a gesture more than anything. But they're definitely an IPA.
Yeah. I always think that with Cloudwater stouts, like they're good, but like, come on, give the people more of what they want, sort of thing.
I've not had many Cloudwater stouts. It's just I've got one of their original bombers size bottles from about 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think they release a batch every Christmas, don't they? They stick a load in.
Yeah, bottles. This is before that massive £500 range they do, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Actually, they weren't that bad. I mean, I was looking at shops around near me, and they were top end £15 for a 750.
Yeah.
I was surprised how cheap they were. I mean, because I was thinking, are these going to be like 20 upwards?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's one of those things. When certain breweries get known for doing, do they do good? Do you find many that do? Do you or to do a decent stout? Do you want them to do a decent stout? It's just why I say that is, I mean, I had the Cloudwater, the Black Forest stout the other day, which was IPAs.
I had Sorry.
One of the shops in Leeds, they've got a Verdant Imperial Stout coming up. I'm very curious about that, obviously.
Yeah.
but I mean, but that's it. I mean, I don't really expect them to do a very good stout. Then that changes a lot, doesn't it? Because you think of breweries, I'd say for example, Magic Rock, very well rounded, do a real kind of, okay, they're probably a lot of their one-off releases are IPAs because that's what runs the market really. But they have quite a broad kind of portfolio.
Well, their Common Grounds, for instance, is fantastic.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, so when breweries kind of specialize, whether they intend to or not, I don't know.
You get sort of pigeonholed, and you go, like, if you're at a bar or a bottle shop, you go, oh, there's Cloudwater. I know I'll be able to get a good IPA. And there's and like Omnipollo, you go, oh no, I'm going to get a big old stout. Like, so there's just certain things in your head, like a preconceived notion of what the brewery does. That sort of affects it, because like if I was reading a tap list and then I saw a Cloudwater stout, I probably would just sort of pass it by. It probably wouldn't grab me if there was like other stuff on offer. If there was like a Cloudwater stout and then an Omnipollo stout, on the same tap list, I'd go, give me the Omnipollo stout, please.
I mean, on the other side of that, you could think, well, I don't have a stout from Cloudwater very often, so I'll give that a try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
curiosity of the unknown, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, just like,
Tying it back to this, I think I don't know if you guys have had a hell of a lot from Wylam. Quite a really varied kind of range of beers, like loads of different styles.
Yeah,
but then I think a lot of their current one-off releases are.
Yeah,
I mean, they're every couple of weeks. It feels like a smaller one. LAL or an IPA or an IPA and a double IPA. But I mean, they've got some. They do a lot of. Well, we had the macchiato.
Yeah, no, that was damn good. Yeah,
just stunning. They did something darkness, Dark City as well, which was really good.
I mean, I first bumped into the brewery when I was down in London in midway through 2015. Obviously the Jake head, but I had that on cask.
Yeah,
that is amazing. What I can remember on cask, it was like, it tastes like a high end kind of cask beer, you know. So that's what made me stop and notice. I thought, what's that? I just thought, give that a try, and then And then the way they went after that, when I first realised what we've had a few of their beers on tap down here, it's like really amazing. They're getting this far down.
For years and years, they were quite a traditional brewery.
Right.
It used to be based somewhere else, a bit out of on I think towards quite a way out of Newcastle actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, very traditional kind of like. And then I think Dave and I don't know where. All both met Dave. Joe helps say he's quite a character.
Yeah, he beckoned us over with some sort of weird like dance, and then we went and got some of his beer. It was so strange. It was like he almost got like a fake lasso around us and like pulled us in.
Yeah. He's a great character.
Yeah,
and brewery's fantastic. I mean, if you ever get the opportunity, I recommend us taking a trip up there because the festival, which I've not been to, called Craft Beer Calling, which is maybe really good, but the venue's fantastic. We went on the Chris Crimbo Crawl, the Indians Crimbo Crawl, not this year, last year, and they showed us a good time. Really good.
Yeah, so you just exactly what I was going to say. They host the craft beer calling. Is it October? End of October normally?
Something like that. But he does their fucking beer festivals. September and October.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got shoes, haven't you?
That's the trouble. It's you got Leeds Beer Week, which is a bit before, and then you've got Leeds International, and then now the extravaganza.
Yeah.
New man.
Well, that's sort of like might be a good talking point because we said we're going to touch on a few things of sort of like our highlights of 2017. So do we want to do like favorite festival?
Absolutely.
Or favorite, don't know, just event in general, but
not having been to all of the major ones. I mean, I can only go as far as Hop City. That was just wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good weekend.
It was insane. It was quite a few days before I realised it, but it was good.
well, we went with the intention. Yeah, we went with the intention of like recording stuff and doing loads, but in the end, we're just having such a good time and like just drinking amazing beer that that sort of went out the window a little bit.
Yeah, couldn't be bothered.
No,
really?
we were too busy like chatting and talking to people and drinking. We got a few videos, but
yeah, I mean, it was the one we was going to do. We just completely forgot to do it. The Luscious from The Alchemist. It's like what?
Yeah,
we didn't even record it. Oh
well. Sometimes you just got to have memories rather than than videos.
Yeah, I've got a photo. That's it.
Oh, the photo about the 12 cans all stuck together.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. I was listening to friends do a podcast called Beer Nomicon, a couple of lads out of Manchester, and they were covering their kind of like favourite beer festivals. And one thing that they talked about, because I spent time with one of them a lot of the time in Copenhagen with one of them. Oh, one thing that they talked about was it's when you get there the first couple of days, you just go a bit nuts. You go in with the best intentions and just go like, give me all the fucking beer. Yeah. And like first night, you absolutely destroy yourself. Drink for like 15 hours and just the next day. Not that Craig's ever done that in Leeds before.
No.
Track record. I guess that's it. I mean, when you've got a multiple day thing and multiple sessions over 2 days, and if you want to do more than one session in that day, even with Hop City, because we experienced it at Dark City, there is going to be a bit more opposed to what they did last year, which was all the same at each session. Do more sessions? Like in Copenhagen, I did one session each day. The opportunity, I guess, which doesn't arise very often to get all those amazing beers in one place.
Yeah.
Make the most of it. You don't make the most, even with the best intentions.
Yeah, it's so the trouble is these festivals, they're so good. You just go in fresh, not feeling like crap, and that's probably the worst thing about it in a way, because you don't feel like crap, and then I'm all right, and then you get merry, then you get happy, and you get a bit drunk, and yeah, that's where it goes wrong, really, isn't it?
But drink responsibly. Remember to always drink responsibly. No matter what we say.
I knew what I was drinking. It's, you know, it's
yeah.
It's when you're in the euphoria of the moment. All that.
Yeah, no, I just drink good beer. That's very responsible.
All the left decisions goes out of the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Hop City would probably be mine this year. I mean, I went to Beavertown Extravaganza. That was really good. It was really well run. Some people had complaints about lines and that, but there was plenty of beer. Just like I just went somewhere else if there was a big line.
That's the thing, isn't it?
And like, because it's all in beer, so you pay for it. So just don't bother queuing up and go and get something you didn't expect.
Yeah. You're wasting time. And
exactly. Yeah.
So,
but it was really well done for a first time sort of event. It was really well run, really good. And I volunteered on the first day, and you were like treated really good as like a volunteer and stuff. And you were allowed to you weren't allowed to drink glass after glass, but you're allowed to sort of sample stuff. And luckily, I was fortunate enough to sell out of all our beer by 6 o'clock or something. So I took my volunteer shirt off, put my normal shirt on, and just went round again. So it was a good experience around. In terms of pure fun, Hop City takes it for me, really.
Oh right, well, cool.
Well, Copenhagen. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, it's a thing. Chances are, I'd love to do it again, but not sure I'll get the opportunity. And also, it nearly killed me first time round. So it's one of those things that when you get a bit of distance, you start going, oh yeah, that was fun. That sounded like a good idea. But if you actually took me back to that the day of flying back and said, do you want to do this again? Way. Fucking way. I bought some in a drunken, well, probably still drunk, but massively hungover, just feeling rough as arseholes. In the airport because I was so intensely hot I couldn't cope anymore.
Help me. Help me.
Buy some shorts and put them on in toilets. It wasn't a high point. That wasn't a high point.
Yeah.
The days before were very much high points. But
what, the short?
Incredible. It's a real experience, and but besides that, Hop City is a funny one because I mean, leading up to it times, and then kind of took a lot of it. I was really tired a lot of the time, so it was kind of like a really exciting thing to be part of. But because even though I was running around with an earpiece in, kind of stop and talk to me and stuff, which was really cool. But I don't know if I did like you two did, because you had this lovely leisurely time.
Exactly. You were working, weren't you?
Come and sit with you for 10 minutes just to and then it were back for more. So I've thought Dark City was really good, and people who've said they actually preferred Dark City to HopZine, maybe because it was a bit more relaxed. They didn't sell as many tickets as in there weren't as many on sale. They actually chose because they didn't expect to have as much space outside, so they didn't actually put. So it had a bit of a more relaxed feel to it, and there were a bit more variety even within style.
Right.
Okay, there's a lot of strong beers, but I don't think that kind of.
Yeah. And you wasn't volunteering. That's probably a good one to go on. Gives you a chance to enjoy it a bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Besides that, I mean, think about other events. What else? I went to a really fun event with what Garrett Oliver did in Leeds. That was really fun. anything that involves Verdant is always good. Not that I've got some kind of unhealthy fascination. A couple of days in London was a real highlight as well. I've got to say that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was good.
Going back earlier into the year, you kind of forget about the stuff that happened at the start of the year. In Leeds called Brewdinell. It's a gig venue called Brewdinell Social Club in Leeds, and theirs happens in January, so that's coming up again soon, very soon. I can barely remember that.
It gets a bit unclear for years, eh?
Oh yes, trademark.
Jake's.
I get 5p every time you say it.
That has multiple editions going for years and years. That's clearly going to be the T-shirt, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're going to have to draw up some complex. Drake gets majority of the money because he's got intellectual property.
Yeah,
we're all going to fall out because of all the money he's making on the T-shirts.
Yeah. It'll be like the Beatles.
Hashtag unclear for years.
That is actually a hashtag now. I've seen people using it.
Oh, right.
I've seen people using it, and I need people to know that I came up with that.
Got to sue them now.
It's like going back to high school where people go, "I started that. I started doing that." No, you didn't invent yo-yos, mate. People were playing with yo-yos before you brought one to the to the playground.
That's it.
I think it's because Peter said it. Peter, the Master of Hoppits, has said unclear for years. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's responsible for popularising the phrase.
I love words.
He always give you credit. He'd always give you credit.
I remember he said that in one of his videos, and I was watching it, and he said it, and then he said, "Jaco Beer said that," and I was like, "Yes, I hit the big time." Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. So yeah, something of it's been cool this year to actually host. Well, be sort of I don't know I suppose host of like my own like tasting events and stuff, which have been cool. Like selecting the beers, talking about them. It's cool to talk about beer in like a group in front of a group of 30 people, and they actually think you know what you're talking about, and they ask you stuff, and you go, yeah, I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So yeah, that's been a highlight for me actually being on the other side of it, sort of thing. So that's been cool this year. Something that I didn't do last year.
That's good.
So hopefully,
so that kind of thing. Are they often people who are kind of like beery types as it is, or are they kind of more kind of?
It's a lot of time it's people who have an interest, and we get like some hardcore camera guys to like people that solely drink craft beer, and then people that are brought along by mates and that sort of thing. So it is a good mix of people, but it is people that have like some sort of interest. So I don't have to like try and convert them, and they're all up for like trying the crazy beers like that I bring and that. So it's all good really. But a bit carbonated.
Yeah, I was getting more carbonation off the Kernel, funnily enough.
Have you converted any kind of camera stalwarts to?
We get a like
they think like the work of the devil.
We like with each one as well. We get like a brewer along, and being from the area that I'm in, it tends to be a more of a traditional brewer. So like every now and again, like we do get like we've had like burnt meal and stuff come to the tastings and things. But like when I've picked like 5 ridiculous beers, and then they go, yeah, the 3.8 bitter that the brewer bought was better. I'm like, okay, well, everyone has their own palates, but
that's right.
But did you try? You definitely tried all the beers I picked. But no, some of the camera guys are really forward thinking, and they'll give anything a go. So some of the sour beers that I've picked have been a bit divisive. But I mean, they weren't like crazy ones. It was like 2 old Sir Simcoe and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
So they weren't like
they're not that sharp.
ultra crazy, but enough to get a few sort of.
If you don't drink them at all, then
yeah. I mean, I've even done like classics, like the the Schlenkerla like Rauch beer and that sort of thing, and even that was a bit sort of divisive. And
yeah, big time.
Yeah, and what was it? It's called oh, bloody hell, Xerex from Yeasty Boys. It's like a big peated 10% peated number, and that was really divisive. People were like, it was either like you liked it or you didn't. It was like people were either thought it tasted of nail polish or it was like the best thing they've ever tasted. There was no sort of like middle ground.
I think people don't, not always, but quite a lot of the time, but they don't like to come out of their comfort zone, what they actually know.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these tasting things, though, because like you only get that much of each one.
Yeah.
So you're not stuck with a full glass of it or anything like that. So
yeah, I mean, it's great when you sit next to someone who doesn't like that beer and they go, "Oh, do you want this?" Yeah.
First time ever I ever had Schlenkerla. I bought a pint of it and I bought it by mistake, thinking it was something else.
What did you do when you sipped it?
Fries. And I tried to palm it off on my mate, and he wasn't having any of it. Like, oh, do you want a bit of this? And even for free, you were like, oh no, I'm not touching that. Because it was early days when I was kind of getting into kind of wheat beers and lagers, and it was a really nice lager what I'd had, which had a similar kind of label. And they were like, oh, they've got that, fantastic. Can I have a pint of that, please? Expensive as well. And then we're like, what's this? It tastes like smoked salmon. I got through a good amount of it. I was getting my money's worth. Yeah,
that's the thing. I always think if I buy something, I'm going to drink it if I like it or not. I brought it. I'm not a drain pour type guy. I'm a sit through it and power on.
That's it.
God bless you. See, I'm a drain pour kind of guy. It's not doing it. I'm not. If I'm at home, obviously. Well, actually, even if I'm out, I mean, I won't. I'll be like, if yeah. So why am I going to put it inside me if I don't?
Have a bad
experience. That's a good rule of thumb for everything in life, boys and girls.
Exactly. That's Rob's shirt. That's Rob's shirt. Right?
If you don't like it, don't put it inside you.
Hashtag.
And on that, shall we move on to the third beer?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Moment.
Boom.
It's Craig's turn to do the intro.
Well, let me try and pronounce this braggery. Amundsen. They're out of Oslo.
Amundsen.
And that one. Out of Oslo, Norway. This is their Imperial Stout Rebel King. It's coming in at 8.5% ABV. Yeah, cracking artwork on these cans. I don't know if the artist is actually on the can, or anyone knows.
I don't know. They're all pretty similar aesthetic, so I assume this in-house.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to try 5 beers from this brewery. It's my 6th one. I had one last night actually.
Oh, all right.
On tap as well. Can't think what it was.
I mean, the ingredients are pretty impressive on this one. So,
I had their Apocalyptic Thunder Juice IPA.
Great name.
Yeah. So yeah, one of them 360.
And I've opened. I don't know about you two, but it's the fullest can of beer I've ever witnessed.
It's gone right to the top.
Yeah, it is there, isn't it?
Pour it. Gonna chuck it in.
But the ingredients in this one is wheat, flaked oats, lactose, coffee, cacao nibs, vanilla aroma. That's a strange way to put it. Vanilla aroma.
a mist of aroma. A mist of.
Wow.
They just sprayed it and wafted the can through it.
Yeah, it's quite a short commercial description on Tapped. It's like one line.
these cans are great to drink from, but I hate pouring them. You have to sort of like chuck it in.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to it's a leap of faith a bit, isn't it? Whoa, get it in.
Just that's it. Yep.
These 360 cans. I don't know if you've drunk out of them that often, but there's something. I think it's a psychological thing where you start thinking, maybe not. Am I going to cut my mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I think it's just getting your tin of beans.
Yeah, it's the thing. Like if you're like mucking about with a Coke can or something, your mum would go like, "Stop mucking about with that." It's like that's instilled in your head. Like you shouldn't mess about with cans.
Yeah, don't. I mean, they're also a great pen holder once you've washed them out.
Oh, Craig's top tip of the session: great pen holder. Christmas is coming up. Last minute gift.
Indeed.
Because it turns out he's got a lot of pens.
I've got a lot of cans.
So he bought a load of pens to put in.
Yeah, there you go. Well, not just pens. It's rubbers and all sorts of things.
I actually like we're joking, but I've seen people use them for like plant pots and like to make like a little like window ledge garden if you're in like the city and stuff. I've used cans for that. So
I'm not an alcoholic. I like gardening.
Exactly. Yeah, I need a pen holder and some plant pots. So I'm going to drink all this imperial stout. Right. Anyway,
so 8.5. This.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Should we look at it?
8.5.
Yes, absolutely. Black as night.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Can see myself in it. I've got a bit of an egghead. It looks like.
Yeah. It's like a Christmas bauble.
That's on you.
A black Christmas bauble.
Yeah, I suppose if you're in like a goth house or something, they might. It looks like a goth's Christmas bauble.
Yeah, I've got any head. I don't know about you two. I've got quite a high fill, so I've
a little bit, not too
much. Sort of like mocha coloured head. Yeah. But should we go for an aroma on this one?
Looks very smooth in the glass.
Let's go for a sniff.
Oh
wow!
As it says on the commercial description thing, really.
Milk chocolate, first thing that hits me.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of Cadbury's Flake.
Yeah.
The old type went everywhere.
Definitely
I'm sure they've cheapened it. I'm sure they've made it smaller.
Compacted
and less messy to eat nowadays, but that was the entire point. But straight away, it was memories of having a Cadbury's Flake.
It smells creamy, doesn't it? It's got that like
smells creamy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
vanilla.
It looks creamy. It smells creamy.
That vanilla aroma is definitely present.
And then the coffee is definitely there, but it's probably underneath.
Yes. It's funny. It's like it's a little hint, but it's not overpowering, is it?
Not at all.
I'm getting now you say it, I'm getting a load of vanilla. I love vanilla as a flavour in anything, but
that lovely sweetness. Well, I just swirled it around and reinforced the head on this thing. It's like wow, very creamy looking.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I went for the full. Get as much in the glass as possible. I have no idea why I did that. I'm just. As well, I never do that. What am I doing?
The old veteran slips up. Oh god, that smells like that
smells delicious.
Should we go for it? Because I can't wait any longer.
No, me neither.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers.
God, that's bloody good, isn't it?
God, it like builds and changes. God, that's good.
God, that's so smooth. Wow. Just by the aroma and the look. And it comes through on the palate.
You get like a little hint of like an espresso bitterness, and then like chocolate and vanilla just completely take it over for me. It's like initial sort of like red berry.
It's got that chocolate liqueur kind of creamy. Wow, that is.
I'm going on the cheaper end of descriptors. First thing that I thought was like a like a vanilla, like a Coke float with like vanilla ice cream and Coca-Cola. That was the first thing that came into my mind.
Yeah, I can see that.
As you said, it starts becoming a little bit more. The chocolate starts coming through. It's kind of like big sticky brownie for me. You get a little bit of maybe kind of molasses, kind of dark treacle.
Yeah.
The kind of coffee, you said your coffee is knocking around at the back end, but I think the chocolate makes you think away from any kind of like heavy roast. I don't think it's got a heavy roast coffee kind of quality. I think it's got quite a soft kind of typical coffee taste, not in a lovely artisan coffee, which a lot of them can be quite earthy, slightly acidic at times. I don't mean this in like to denigrate it, but it's instant coffee. It's when you think of a coffee flavor that tastes like a coffee flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not intense or nothing. It's very it's not mega sweet, but it's just kind of well rounded, I think.
Yeah, definitely on the sweeter side. If you don't like sweet stouts, it probably isn't for you. But
no, but compared to others, it's not overly sweet for me anyway. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really.
These guys have been a real find for me this year.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They've been sort of like every now and again I just sort of have another couple of cans or something from, and they're all just. I had one can that completely like exploded when I opened the top.
Wow, really?
That was like a session IPA or something, I think. And I opened it and it was like bang, and it just made such a loud noise, and it was like. But other than that, they've been like spot on.
They've been good. Was that the barefoot saison?
Yeah, it could well have been. I can't particularly remember what it was now, but it was something like lower ABV. But it just like popped.
I know a lot of their beers are the same ABV.
Oh, really?
Across a few styles as well. Which is, I can't remember the ABV. Is it 4.7 or something like that? I can't.
Well, is it Norway that have all the weird laws regarding?
Yeah, but then this is 8.5, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.7. I think is a common.
We have some bigger beers there. I mean, the ones that I kind of like is the dessert in a can, and I had one of them last weekend, which was the chocolate mud pie, which is this a little bit stronger, and then even loads of sweetness. And so I had that. They did like a mint and a marshmallow one as well. All really good in this one at the moment. But we're knocking around. There's a pecan maple pie.
Wow.
Full. I've located a couple of online shops that I've got it. When I get paid, I might go for it because I've really enjoyed that range. I had a New England style IPA, which was and maybe dry and bitter.
Oh right.
I mean,
yeah.
That's. I think Peter has reviewed it.
Right.
But, yeah, I didn't review it, but I just had it on my way home one day. Friday. I only drink on my way home on Friday because it's not a good thing to drink on your way home every day. Drink when you get home, then that's fine. That's no different. Way home. It's Friday. Train beer is for Friday, not for every day. But I mean, I think they're really good, and I mean, they brought some really interesting stuff to Dark City, a load of barrel aged stuff. Yeah, they did have this on, but I think I held off because I knew we were going to be doing it here. I'm glad I did because I think it's absolutely beautiful. Some of the kind of dessert in a can, they had them kind of barrel aged, and that really took stuff in a really interesting direction. Like the marshmallow, I think they had the marshmallow one in like pork barrels or something, and that became kind of like ripple and it was nuts.
Wow.
I'd be I'd be surprised if they didn't come back to Dark City, and I'd be really surprised on the back of that start appearing at a lot of more UK breweries. I mean, UK festivals. I don't know who's bringing them in.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe is it Bottle Shop who are bringing it over?
I think so. I'm not 100%, but I mean, I had 4 of their cans earlier in the year, about 4 months ago, and they had 4 cans in the like a monthly box subscription. So
you can often get Amundsen beers on honestbrew.co.uk though.
Yeah, of course you can.
There you go.
And you can. We can do an ad read right now. If you want to buy some Amundsen beers, whatever the correct pronunciation is. Let me get it here, so I'll tell you everything correctly. So here we go. So discover a range of beers from the best independent craft breweries around with Honest Brew. Try from Beavertown, Cloudwater. You can get Amundsen. You can get Wylam. Who else is on there? They've got a load from new breweries from like Holland, like Frontal, and I think they got like 11 of their beers in at the moment. A brewery I've never heard of, but I've brought some just to give them a go. And many, many more. You can get £10 off plus free shipping delivered to your door with code GOODBEERLIVE. It's £35 minimum spend. Terms and conditions apply, and you can get them all in the show notes if you watch them. So there we go. Contractual obligations done.
That's it.
Steal, if you ask me. What a bargain! It is actually. I mean, take advantage of the code, or we outlawed from doing so.
The good thing about the website as well is, I mean, the amount of websites that are out there.
Yeah.
But they seem to be getting a lot of breweries in that I've never heard of.
Yeah, and they do like
just coming on.
Yeah,
and they're just coming onto the scene. So it's like,
well, it's funny. Before we started this good beer live thing, like Honest Brew was my go-to online bottle shop because they got the new stuff in that I wanted to try. So it was like it's a no-brainer really.
It's hard
Whatever's
to keep,
new.
It's hard to keep track of the beers that they get in. To be honest, I mean,
yeah.
And in hopefully in months to come, if send us some beer, always try and get it so people can buy in advance and drink along. We had a little delay on these ones, so I don't know if any of these are still available. But yeah, please kind of get on there, see if they are available. But if you find them anywhere else, I mean, give them a go. I think there's 3 really nice beers.
Yeah.
But
I think the Amundsen's still available.
Give you a bit of notice. Give you a couple of weeks notice. So buy them. Use the discount code and drink along. I guess that's the. And
it'll be good because we want to like sort of drink along with people, and people offer in their thoughts as well. So
yeah,
in the future, this is obviously only the second one. We're finding our feet. We're carving our path. And other such analogies.
Yeah, drinking. And
so I'm gonna, as we said, we're going to look back on 2017. Anyone want to offer their best beer? Best beer you've had this year?
Easy.
Just gonna.
Do you want me to go while Craig has a bit of a think about it?
Yeah, you go. Let me guess the brewery.
Go on.
It's probably going to be Verdant, I assume.
It is Verdant. Yeah, of course it is. Verdant. Neil gets things done. It's probably quite closely followed by. Can't do anything wrong for me. A lot of time, really, Verdant. Besides that, if I'm going to be a little bit more interesting, besides my kind of sycophantic Verdant, I think Magic Rock has been absolutely killer this year. I mean, I think that they've shown a lot of variety, but also a lot of time, percent of the time, absolutely knocked it out of the park. the most recent one. I had one on my way home today. Dairy Freak. I've got 5 cans of that in the fridge for over Christmas.
Nice.
I've got
a can right there.
Grounds, which is I love that beer. I mean, don't expect it to be like it's not this, but it's. I mean,
it's reasonably priced as well.
That's what I was about to say. In my local bottle shop, £2.65 a can. It's cheaper than like what they're selling some of the core range for. So I was like, get some of those. Oh, I've seen people.
Magic Rock sell £1.90. Online shop £1.90. I paid £2.25.
Yeah, but like £2.65. I thought I've seen people selling it for like £3.75. Like getting upwards from that.
Fucking rob dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not wrong.
Adding on a little percentage there.
A little bit. Well, you know where to buy. You need to. If you're paying over £3 for that, get on Magic Rocks. Because it's stupidly good value. I think, as I said, in general, they've done. I think they've had a really strong year of Magic Rock. I think like over the year, all the kind of amazing IPAs are released. Good lady. The sour, the kind of Berliner Weiss range, I thought was good. Didn't care for the. Not sure about the Coca-Cola one. I didn't love that. But,
I didn't. I had the other two. I didn't get to that one. But.
I've still got a can, Craig, if you want.
Oh, thanks.
Still got a can of Unhuman actually back in my fridge. Really should open that, shouldn't I? So, who else really? Kind of beers in general is pinpointing them. Blimey.
Yes,
we could be here all day.
But like, I struggle with favorites. Like, I always struggle to pick like a favorite song, like favorite anything. Like a few of the standouts for me were, and it literally just gone out of my head. What the hell was that can called? The Daya and Verdant collab.
High Plains Drifter.
Yeah, High Plains Drifter.
High Plains Drifter.
Looked terrible. Looked absolutely horrible. Like, look like a swill, but I love that beer. And Verdant Putty was a revelation. Had it at HopZine, and then Rob gave me a can as well. And it was just as good in the can. That was a highlight of the year. And then other things for me were Burnt Meal. I'm a big sort of lover of that brewery because they're so close to me, and the beers are just like, they're not like the craziest beer you're ever going to drink, but they're just like solid and just really, really drinkable. So that they've been one of the highlights for me this year. I've drunk a lot of those beers, and they're going to be sort of like my go-to sort of fridge fillers. So they've been good this year. The crazy Spontan quadruple blueberry or whatever I had at Beavertown Extravaganza was a highlight. Drinking it like sort of touching distance with Mikkel was good. But I think that's as good as it's going to get for like favorites for me. But
I mean, for me, off the
so much this year.
That's the thing, isn't it? And over a course of a year, you just once you drink a lot of good beer, kind of.
And this is the year we've had Heady Topper, Focal Banger, all that sort of thing as well.
Like Luscious and a few other bits and bobs and
all that stuff.
I predict Craig's going to be like, I really liked Rudolph's Revenge.
Yeah,
I liked.
It's been a highlight. but yeah, because I only had it the other day. I can remember it.
Tastes like all the others.
it's difficult. I think Dipper 13 was good.
Yeah,
on draft, but 6 weeks down the line, it was amazing. Clever Magic Rock.
That was funny that was this year. It's weird.
It feels like a few years ago. It's really weird.
Yeah,
perhaps that's just the beer doing it to you. You're not. So, but no, Clairvoyance by Magic Rock, that really did stand out for me at the time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a indicator of how good a beer was, or that beer was. There's loads. I mean, the Noah Cupcake edition.
Oh, that was crazy.
Obviously, our review a few weeks back. I had shared a third of it with a couple other guys last night. Actually, one of them's watching. Simon, hello, mate. Yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it, over a course of a year to actually pin. I mean, there's probably a dozen beers that you could probably pick from.
I probably can't even remember.
Yeah, and then I had that. I didn't even think about it, kind of thing. The standard of beer now is amazing. It's just we're just very lucky. We live in in a time where beer is of such high quality.
It's crazy.
Beer is good live, definitely.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I've got a good idea for a name for a live.
Really? Oh, don't say it now. We'll talk after.
Beer is good. Beer is live. So I'm tipping my tongue. Yeah, I guess that one. Continuing on from what Craig just said. I mean, it is crazy. It's dizzying at times, the amount of kind of amazing beer that is knocking around at the moment. It's really hard to keep up with it all. I mean, to be honest. And once upon a time, I'm thinking like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I felt like I could get I could get them all, and they were all on the channel, and everybody's seeing them all. And now it's like, which do I pick up? 'Cause it's like,
yeah,
you're killing me. You're killing me here.
It's like you feel like it's a complaint, but it's not. It's just it's the predicament. And I was talking to a prominent beer retailer and former beer tuber. I'm not going to mention his name. And one comment that he made on Twitter about a month ago, which is something that I want to ask you two guys, was something about it seems like that all that kind of like the kind of like people like us primarily is we just want new stuff. All we're interested in is new stuff. Kind of like the idea of core range and things like that. People aren't interested in those beers. All they want is the latest thing, the most exciting kind of like new releases. That's all people are interested in. And for me, I spoke to, it was Zach Avery. He's great. I think there's as much the breweries are kind of like it's the supply and demand is a bit of a balance kind of lies, because I think we as kind of beer enthusiasts, whatever you want to call us, we do want kind of like new and interesting stuff, but it feels like at the moment the breweries are pumping out even more that we can kind of potentially consume. So they driving the market, or we driving the market?
Yeah.
For me, it feels like they're driving the market, and one of the most prominent breweries who do that is Cloudwater. Doing the series, which was like a monthly release, which was, I remember people's comments when that happened, they would be like, oh, every month I've got to get a new Cloudwater. Like every 2 weeks, maybe every week. So
I was fine with the versions. The versions were like, I could do them.
Are they driving that kind of perpetual situation where new stuff is coming out, or are we the ones who are demanding it?
Yeah, I think it's like a weird mixture of both. I think it's the demand for like newer stuff from the consumer has led to like almost breweries, you got to do the next thing, just to like keep your head above water and to like keep people buying your beers, because that's what that brewery is doing. So you go, well, we better keep up, and then that brewery goes, well, we better keep up with them. So it's almost like a weird sort of like vicious cycle. That like has really ramped up, I think, in the last couple of years.
Oh, for sure. I mean, more this year, I think.
Yeah.
It just feels like it to me.
And I don't know if is that a bit of a mirroring of like the American side, because like Trillium do that. like other half do that. It's just new beers, new beers, new beers.
Yeah.
Is that like the British breweries looking at America and going, they're doing that? So
Well,
shall we?
They do go over to the States quite a lot, don't they? So they that was even last year they were going to the States. I think they've probably been gearing up for this kind of regular release thing for a fair while. And obviously one double IPA per month wouldn't cut it with that idea.
Yeah.
But there's, yeah,
it's a weird one.
Magic Rock, to a degree, were doing it at the early part of the year, or maybe back end of last year, and they kind of tailed off. They went into this new series. I think that was quite refreshing. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Another IPA, and they left it alone for a few months, and then the next one came out. It was gone straight away, whatever it was. But yeah, for me, we're just lucky.
I've got to break the seal quickly, so you guys keep vamping.
Go for it. Yeah, I guess for me, Magic Rock kind of strike the balance really well. I think that they give you enough to keep you interested. New releases to keep you interested, but not enough that you feel like you're drowning under the weight of new releases.
Yeah. And it's a bit like again Northern Monk with their patrons Project Rangers. They're fairly regular. I mean, they're great beers. What I've tried, just a touch. I've only just touched them. What the amount they've done this
exactly.
year.
I mean, for me, I think Magic Rock's feels more important than, for example, Northern Monk's car range. I mean. I think they pump out a good amount of Eternal that seems to sell at plentiful amounts. I think.
Yeah.
New World was in supermarkets for a long time, so it kind of I felt like we didn't see that in your average craft bottle shop that often. Seldom. I didn't see it for fucking 6 months. I don't think. But then you would be getting like a weekly, at least two, maybe 2-3 weekly.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're adding beginning of next year. What I've seen, I can't remember what their names are, but go and check their website, I guess. Or
how do you remain kind of like in the fight? Really, how do you remain relevant? Do you that market? Do you feel like you've got to just keep kind of chucking it in there? I mean, if you look at breweries like, Russian River, for example, is primarily based on Line of the Elder.
Yeah. I mean, another thing I've noticed this year is there's been so many collaboration special beers.
Yeah.
Rather than any kind of, say, new core range beers, or obviously Cloudwater don't have but they've done a lot of collaborations.
Yeah.
So it's like
collaborations are a funny thing, aren't they? I mean, where does what is a good result of a collaboration do? I mean, I think that's a good example of a good result of a collaboration. Because I think Wylam have probably, I'd say they've learned quite a lot from working with Track, because I think they both make good IPA, but I think Track, as I was saying earlier, kind of definitely specialise in that. So they're probably, their fingerprints for me are all over that beer. So I think that's, you've got to get something out of it. I mean, is that get the rub from working with someone is a bit more kind of prestigious. Like one of the breweries that built on collabs early on was Siren. I mean, Ryan's address book was very helpful in the early days of Siren and that around those guys. It does seem a bit interchangeable a little bit at the moment. It's like, when's it my turn to do a collab with Other Half?
Yeah, everyone's had Other Half. Other Half's the village bike. Everyone's had a go.
Standing on their shoulders. Are you wanting to learn from them? Sometimes it also, if you're doing do you think when a brewery does a collab with a brewery that is, example, if they did the brewery in the UK, for example, who collaborates with other half, if they don't do another IPA, are they missing an opportunity? Or should they do something?
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. Is if you're brewing a beer with other half and you don't do an IPA, people are going to go, "What the hell did you brew a saison with other half for?
Yeah.
Why didn't you brew an IPA?" And then if you brew an IPA, they go, "Oh, another other half collab IPA." Yeah. But it's like, well, what do you want?
That was what they're renowned for. So you're gonna get in on the.
Northern Monks did an Imperial Porter with them.
Yeah, that's what I was good.
It was really, really good.
Yeah,
it was damn good. But then Verdant did an IPA with him, which was really good as well.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you've got to get out there and get yourself an order on Honest Brew and find out for yourself, really.
I like you. I like how you work.
Yeah. Well, it's
segue, as they say in the States. So.
Segue.
With all sincerity.
The thing about like collaborations is you have a brewery like Duration, which they haven't even opened their brewery yet, and they've done a collab with Verdant, Cloudwater, other people that escape my memory now, but they've done like collabs throughout the whole year, just building up, and then they haven't even brewed a beer yet. No, and I mean that Duration are one of the people that are going to give war to the beer merchants lambic thing, and haven't even brewed a beer yet, but they're generating this hype like around them. But I think it's bloke who owns a brewery is like known in the industry, and had other jobs, but he's still not produced a beer under Duration other than these collabs. So these collabs are a funny thing, because what's like Verdant learning from this brewery that hasn't brewed anything? Because I don't think it wasn't like a different sort of IPA, was it? It wasn't like a farmhouse IPA. So what's the deal there?
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking farmhouse IPAs. Yeah. Get out, sour IPA. No. But yeah, as it happened, I was pointed out in one of my local bottle shops that there were a big can, I mean, like maybe a 500 can from Gypsy Hill.
Yeah.
All that was a collab with Duration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sour saison. The fellow who showed me, they were like, that sounds like absolute fucking nightmare. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not buying it either, but I'm sure some people will.
I'd give it a go.
You'd be all over it.
Yeah, I'd be sour saison though. I don't know. Does it need to be sour or anything? Sour stout, sour.
That's it. You could just give it a try.
So we'll have to get an entire sour based edition and see if we can get like a Viscon.
Nice.
And we can live stream my bowel movements at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Get like an endoscopic camera.
That's a step too far.
That would be.
I don't think the Good Beer Live budget stretches to a medical.
There's so many nasty things in that sentence.
You could always go pro, I suppose.
Oh, what? Swallow a GoPro?
Yeah. Well, something like that.
Who's wearing that GoPro?
Well,
we're cusping on being like 18 only on this podcast.
Yes. Well,
we want this to be a family-friendly program.
For a specialist of that, see, I completely disagree. If you're watching something on YouTube about beer, expect some swearing.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's some questionable talk about.
It's not us. It's the beer.
Live streaming of bowel movements, obviously.
It's just natural. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think that's the first one of the night, isn't it? That was the first one of the night. We abstained for nearly an hour and a half.
I'm trying to not say it.
You can't not say it.
It's like
I think later
it's
on,
like Brucey coming out and not doing nice to see you nice.
I said no, Jake. So yeah.
Anyway, so shall we? Anyone want to divulge what they're having for Christmas, beer-wise, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Anyone got anything special?
I've got a right old fridge full. I'll let Craig go.
Any highlights?
I've got a right old fridge full. It's going to take me a while.
Yeah,
I've got a. I picked it up yesterday. It was the Green King Christmas pudding ale.
Oh,
So I might have that for dessert. After the yeah, I've been really looking forward to that.
Yeah, do you know? You know this is called Good Beer Live, don't you?
We are live. That's right. Okay. No, I've got. I might crack open a. I've got an anagram still.
Oh, Matt.
Down in the fridge.
Holding the anagrams.
Yeah, I might go into that as I've kind of already had it and stuff. It's just going to sit back and relax and not.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Enjoy it, just enjoy it. And I've got a few other kind of stouty type things. I picked up the. I can't remember the name of the beers. The Cloudwater one with the red label, the like pineapple IPA thing. I picked that up yesterday. Oh,
cool. But someone's still selling it.
Yeah, over in Margate.
Oh, yeah, that's
so.
Good.
Should have mellowed out.
Yeah.
A bit now. Be interesting to see how. I've never had it.
Yeah.
Also, that was only. I think I paid £3. £3.50-ish.
That's good because I think it was like £6 a can type thing.
Yeah. So that's cool.
I got my little.
Give that a try.
I got my little Christmas stash. I got one of those to drink. The flat white beer geek. I got the one of those. It's a lot of dark beer. Schlenkerler we already mentioned.
I've tried. I mean, I tried to buy a lot of, but it ended up having lots of stout as it turned out.
Yeah.
Going to give that a try as well. It's a limited edition from the Hostel Brewery. Their Black Square Russian Imperial Stout. 12.5.
Where'd you get that from?
12 point. Look at St. Austell coming on with the 12.5 Imperial Stout.
Yeah, so that's an interest. I've got a obviously a well-known brand, but this is the Foreign Extra Nigerian version.
I've never had it.
So neither have I. So give it a try. Yeah, just bits and pieces floating around. I forget things what I've got. You know, it's like.
Sorghum. Just get me a bottle of anagram. I've got knocking around.
Yeah.
Vintage backwards bastard.
Yeah.
There's
bits and bobs.
Oh, the beer that, because in our house Santa doesn't have like whiskey or anything or milk. He has a beer. So this year Santa is drinking just breakfast stout.
I've already mentioned that.
And also Santa doesn't really like sweet things when he comes to our house. So Santa's having some Doritos.
Yeah. You could have a milk stout with your cookies.
So Santa on Christmas Eve will be drinking Founder's breakfast stout with some chili heatwave Doritos.
And he'll also rate,
fella.
Yeah,
and he'll rate the beer cupboard.
He must be bored of all the other stuff in people's houses, so give him a good beer.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got quite a big chunk of Magic Rock. Bit more as I'm I'm actually just finishing.
You've got all our calls.
I've got a couple in from Left Handle Giant.
Huh?
What else have I picked up? I've got a bottle of Woot Stout.
Oh,
I've never reviewed it. I've had it I think I had it on draft once. I've had shared a bottle once. So that might be the beer that I kind of like come home for like an hour review from the madness, and then go back.
From the
about 3 years.
Yeah. Nice and fresh.
What else of a Christmas? So a bunch of Magic Rock. From the new trilogy series from Northern Monk. Bought that one today. Yeah. Then in the new year, right at the start of the new year, Stuart from Ginger Ale Trail, and they will see the triumphant returns. Adam from Adam's Craft Beer Channel is back in the UK now, and we're having a bottle share just in the new year. And so I've picked out some stuff that I know he'll be really excited to try, stuff that he's not had for stuff that he's never had. So I've got a few. But I'm not going to say just in case he watches an hour and a half of this, which he won't do. He does. But I don't want to spoil the surprise. So that'll be really cool. And you will. So if you see any reviews of Adam on before then, like when I posted yesterday, that's from a year ago. On the ones that come now. Stuart looks like the bodybuilder now. So they kind of switch roles, I think. You'll see some new footage from one of our former colleagues in the near future. That'll be fun.
That'd be great.
That'd be cool. Cool. So shall we wrap this one up?
Yeah. Well, is there any more comments?
Oh yeah. I'll finish the comments. I think Peter said a few.
Gabbing on.
He said, "Watch out, Jaco's about." I think that was referencing our Jeremy Beadle shenanigans earlier. Gimme all the Shankerla. Is a big fan of that beer. He looks forward to the Kent Beer Reviews branded stationery gift sets. So get on that, Craig.
Hashtag it's just me. Yeah, that's
what I
whatever.
Want. With a protractor.
Whatever pen. Whatever pen.
A whatever pen. Oh. That's all it writes. It's all it can write. Whatever. The Great Unsigned says, "Can anyone get any Cantillon in their location?" Depends what you want.
They're normally bought up very quickly wherever they are.
Anything rare. Yeah. You can probably get the 100% lambic or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Friend Sunset. I think that's your mate Craig.
That's my mate Simon. Yeah.
He says the apocalyptic Thunder Juice last night was banging, and I've not had a bad beer from these boys, meaning Amundsen. Yeah, have to agree that they've apart from the one that exploded, not had a bad one. That's good. And any Jerry Springer final thoughts from anyone before we wrap this thing up?
Final thoughts.
Looking for like as it's the Christmas season. Anyone got anything inspirational we want to sign off with?
Inspiration.
No.
I've got a good line in saying things that aren't inspiration. So it's your opportunity, Jake. So I think there's only one way to sign off on this one.
Oh, let's go for it.
A Christmas one.
Merry Christmas, everyone.